I lyrical royalty.
Master.
Clé Paris ou bien you I can't Sktv benyo. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma yamu. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa muni, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I dine ya to money, and I sadia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I dine ya to money, and I sadia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget na ya to money. That's the thing, and I forget it now. So she walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The session, the time and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grand Baza, Nima to Lufa. From River Sass, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, Sano to Bakolu. From Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Thank you for being here today, and to all those watching or listening to this press statement. On behalf of the Liberia National Police, my name is Deputy Commissioner of Police, Cecilia Gligley-Clark. We sincerely appreciate your time and attention. We are here to present the official findings and actions taken by the Liberia National Police following a recent incident that has drawn national attention and public concern. The Liberia National Police has concluded its investigation into the July 22, 2025 incident involving Madam Zina Ba and Mr. Ibrahim Jallo in the Newport Street Community Central, Monrovia. The incident, which occurred during a lawful power theft inspection by the Liberia Electricity Corporation, LEC, has sparked significant public attention and concern, particularly following a viral video depicting a physical encounter between officers and Madam Ba. As part of our commitment to transparency and professional policing, the LNP provides the investigative findings and resulting legal actions. Key findings of the investigation. Following a comprehensive review, the LNP's Professional Standards Department established the following. The arrest of Madame Zinamba was lawful. She was non-compliant and engaged in acts of aggression towards the officers, including throwing a bench and wasting hot soup at them, both considered criminal offenses. While initial restraint was justified, Madame Ba later de-escalated to passive resistance. At that point, officers were expected to prioritize de-escalation. Officer Alice M. Tokpa's decision to forcibly remove the child without seeking alternative means was inappropriate and showed disregard for the child's safety. The removal of Madame Ba's head covering or hijab was unnecessary. That officers and LEC personnel failed to accommodate Madame Ba's language barrier. No effort was made to communicate through her husband or a translator, which could have prevented escalation. Officer Tokpa's actions constitute unsatisfactory conduct and unsatisfactory performance under the LMP Administrative Instruction on Discipline and Professional Standards. Madame Ba did not report any physical injuries during her interview. Let it be noted that Madame Ba did not report any physical injuries during her interview, nor did her representatives. Legal charges filed. Madame Zinamba has been formally charged with the crimes of simple assault, preventing arrest or discharge of official duties in violation of Chapter 212, Subchapter E, Section 12.2 of the Penal Law of Liberia, and disorderly conduct under Chapter 14, Section 14.21 of the same law. These offenses are considered violations of the revised Penal Code of the Republic of Liberia and are currently pending trial before a court of competent jurisdiction. Mr. Ibrahim Jallo has been formally charged with power theft in violation of Chapter 15, Section 15.81, and the amended Section 15.88, Paragraph 5C of the Penal Law of Liberia. He is accused of tampering with LEC meters and bypassing billing mechanisms in an attempt to evade lawful payment for electricity services. This offense is a criminal violation under Liberian law and is pending trial before a court of competent jurisdiction. Administrative actions. Officer Alice Tokpa has been suspended for 1 month without pay for misconduct during the arrest of Madame Zinaba. Her actions included the unjustified removal of Madame Ba's head covering or hijab and the use of excessive physical handling during a phase when the subject had transitioned to passive resistance. In contrast, Officer Prince W. Chibo has been fully exonerated as his conduct during the incident was found to be lawful. Conclusion. We thank the public for its patience and cooperation during this investigation. The Liberian National Police remains committed to transparency, accountability, and professionalism. Appropriate actions have been taken in line with law, and we reaffirm our dedication to protecting the rights of all citizens.
Wonderful. And that's the voice of the police spokesperson. Our own, one thing about us here, we're always producing. Sometimes you don't even know where some of the people come from. But our own there from Truth FM, yes, Madam Cecilia, she said Gigle Clara, yes, So, folks, what they say, the pleasant good evening to all of you. Share the show, those of you who are watching. And if you are also following, please invite someone because I know that, sometimes you get things like, I will wait for SKTV, even though I haven't the news, but I will wait for SKTV. By the time SKTV come on, then I will feel certified. That's some of you look like. In fact, that have some of you, that's the kind of my energy, the kind of my zest, the kind of my resistance that in some of you, and we like that. So, folks, share the show. Those of you who just joining, share the show. Adi will soon be with us. Mom will be here. Steve will be. In fact, today, from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we put it in the hands of Steve, Mr. Cannon, and the rest of the team to produce or stay what we call control the show. But again, I'm here. Johnson Mabankula, Bezana Monka is setting up, but Ali is setting up also. Please share the show. And I say, or executive what? Executive order what? 151 and executive order what? 124. Look, this country of ours is interesting. Go back to executive order 124 and go to executive order 151. Sometimes we'll come here. But I can't wait. That monk now come on. Let the rest of the team come on first. Then we'll move forward with the entire show on today. But those of you go to executive order 124. That was former President George Manawia. And go to the current executive order 151. Just compare and contrast. That's the thing. That's the best thing to do. Go there and understand one of these things. Don't just see things, just be reading. No. Ask yourself, what are during those days? There were men, women before, or the era. Then you will know the life. Then you will know the kind of a politician you have. For you people from the Ministry of Transport, let's just forget it and you're feeling already. They can't be talking about it. Look, no one talking about you people, only the media. And they brought executive order by the OSA. Executive order 515. No, 511. 151 rather, sorry. 151 is the executive order. 151. So when you read 151, you finish, then you go to 124 or just go to 124 before going to 151. Then you understand where you're heading. Oh, this good. Let me see. I think, but share the show, people. Just share the show, man. We come here to joke. Look, some of us, we're not here to come waste our time here to come and tell you that there's a blue or there's a white, there's a dead. No. We come here to tell you the plain truth. But anyway, man, if the control of the show is there already, yeah. Chairman, they made my social chairman, though, political chairman. So when you me calling him chairman, because Steve, people may ask me behind the same. Oh, maybe you and Steve, you're coming, have your political party. Yeah, man. So, my young man, what's up, man?
Yeah, folks, let's share the show. We have a lot to talk about today. We have plenty to talk about. Some of you will remind you about historical facts today, the thing that we say on this show in your kind of your foil, your course. We'll tell you that we need to see your business. Let's share the show. Monk will be joining us. I see you all passing around with executive order, no executive order. We'll talk about executive order, no executive order. Let me tell you something. We the one cannot leave things with God, and we can look beyond things and we can examine things and we the one can examine things. You think we hear about temporary happiness or somebody that can just pour on level position or that mean me. Share people not able to fool me. That Joseph are able to fool me. 80-year-old man will fool me. That means I'll be fooling 80-year-old man. Because that means I'll fool my grandpa can fool me. Yeah. You see? So that thing where I see you bouncing around, you're quick to be carried away. You don't even read the blueprint. You don't even understand. Have you guys asked these questions? The so-called order 151. Is it applicable to fire school?
Yeah, man, you're correct.
Is it applicable to fire school? My man will read our order here today, man, that Joseph Brothers will change the conversation. So God told them that they should go and do order 151. Well, okay, then go answer the prayer and we'll come and discuss all I wanted. Your chap will come and get there again to tell you that they probably then playing your They think that everybody's stupid. Nobody's stupid yet. Anything you're read will look behind. Folks, let's share the show. Maybe on the show that even start yesterday, I see some people in my oh my man will beg you back. They'll leave the paper then forget about. Maybe let me send you two. Let me send you two videos quickly. I want you to play it because these are the kind of people the Liberian people can support.
Yes, indeed, my brother. Send me 2 videos. And in fact, I'm on a stem.
I get more than 2. I get more than 2 videos.
Article, no, is that no? Executive Order 124. Those of you who watching, read Executive Order 124 and 151.
We'll read it. We'll read 124.
Thank you.
We'll make one more. Monk will read 124.
We'll read it for us.
Or 151. We'll read 2 of them. That's scam. But maybe let's play that video. I just saying you general. Let me repeat history. Before you think some of can lie. We not lie. The thing I will say before I think they will stand back. Will not change because
I want to change for who business.
My man, play that video.
I will not change for my children. I'm not even thinking about myself right now, about my children. Let me see the video. The video already, yes. Who be there?
Then I get 2 more to send you. The person who they listening to Costa.
Today Friday. Send me all the videos. You right.
You want to listen to Costa there? Just say believe in Costa. I will send you a video for you to hear him. Costa is all. So let's hustle. That the video on a video circle there and where me loaf there.
I see the video, my young man. I already see the video with my man.
No, you said the video in la bro. I mean a funny video. We don't listen to funny video, my man.
Go for Julius on the video. You right up? I'm gonna play the video.
That would be more for more. Welcome to the show. More welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yeah, Monk. Melbourne, I hope you said executive 241 to Monk and 151. Please send the 2 executive orders.
I think I got a copy here. I'm not going to read all, but just the introductory part of it, just the executive for our audience. You know, on Sktv, we don't do things emotionally. Our job is to play middleman. So that's why initially I said congratulations, because I'm interested in the idea, but for us, we do more details here. We don't go with the emotional outburst. We will get to the bottom of it, and I think the show will be hard today because the rescue children will be here to play defense as well. I just hope they got enough information, and they will have to make it make sense to us and the Liberian people. For us, we are not here to defend the rescue mission or the previous administration. We just here to give it uncut and on raw to our listening audience as an honest broker on platform. I guess why it is. But
yeah, so, let's drop the first video. We'll drop the second one to YouTube. Who is operating in a certified crook? He has done nothing for his own life. He can do nothing for nobody. That Sekou can make it. That Sekou can be telling me to slow down. Who is Joseph Boakai? Why he not do the benefit people? That old crook. Joseph Boakai, you gain chance. You even crook someone who follow him, your man, your party, he will crook them. Let me tell you today, you don't know. Joseph Boakai crook your man and your party. Let me tell you today. You don't know that old deceptive crook.
We agree.
I can talk to. I can talk to you. I can let it. I also as well be worried about. Again, I will call the president of the Republic of Liberia, John Weah. If I can call John Weah or crook, Joseph Boakai, who's still living on loan. Joseph Boakai, now y'all won't be president. I don't want to be 100 years from now. The day I decide I will run for office in Liberia, I will stick with what I said about Joseph Boakai. Because it hasn't changed. And Joseph Boakai, he didn't bring nothing. He can't benefit nobody. Somebody can benefit and say, what he? And I mean, so be afraid to say, oh, I will not call Joseph Boakai, or I will not say it anyway, or you insulting the old man. If you say I'm insulting Joseph Boakai, I don't have a problem with that. I don't. Some of you are hypocritical to the point where you support other people that cost women, cost other people money, cost other people power. You are sending them money, you are under the from the say Joseph Boakai crook. So that means I'm not traditional man or I'm not lady, I'm not respectful. I don't want to be traditional man. What be your tradition I care yourself? What a tradition in they carry the poor society, what you do for you? What you do for you? What you do in your life? You're passing around supporting a bunch of crooks. You support Joseph Bala, who's a crook. And then I saw you pass around and say, I'll be on the same line with. If I can call the president of the Republic of Liberia crook, who? Joe Ball, who passing around collecting small money on top from people that are crook. He collected money, yeah. But they can't win the campaign time. No more. You know, Friday, I said you're not about because this is the 515 thing that they brought is a distraction. And I would like for Monk to read the executive summary of both orders so we can see where they're trying to play or to distract you. Because we come to the Wodogisi Mountain topic. Let me say this to you who listening, those who follow on the radio. Let me say this to you. One thing we'll not do, we'll never join one group of people, whether that's CDC, United Party, CMC, ANC, what kind of C you can get? We're not joining that your foolishness to crook the Liberian people. That will never ever happen. And some of you don't even know. If you think someone will change our posture for you're wasting your time. We will call it after. In fact, we'll predict it before it happens, so that when it happens, we'll remind you about the Wodogisi Mountain right after Monk finish reading it and we'll analyze exactly what. We'll remind you about the Wodogisi Mountain, what the plans these guys have for a few days. There's some things that are going on. That distraction these guys are using. That whole fast and prayer thing, it was a joke. It was a scam. Those of you who get into it, you wasted your time. And we're saying to you, it's another distraction that they're bringing on with the whole thing. You don't waste your time behind the criminals. They will not change. Joseph Baga is a criminal. You will not change. Let me hear from Monk. Let me read that thing. Joseph Baga, that means Joseph Baga. You ready? You are not ready, Papi. You're not ready. Some oh yeah, we're waiting for you. We told you before. You come to power, you do what is right. It's criminality we know about, we expose it. Y'all know let go to court and we'll prove it in the court. And we'll finish proving in the court, then we'll sue you again for what I don't want to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the executive summary of the order 151. I don't know if there's another order. I don't know how many orders he issued.
Yeah, but what other order, man?
124, that was the previous one from the for the previous government head about former President George. We are just Google it when you see it. Job set for the
Monk. Why are you reading that one? Let me try to get it quick. You said
look for that one. For me, I will tell the audience today is Friday anyway. I hope you guys are aware today is Friday and you know what we're doing Sktv. Even though fiducially, you guys been backslacking when it comes to supporting the show, but we still be here. We are here. We ain't going anywhere. We're still working on our summer project. Like I said, we will be able to flip this thing around when it comes to the financial viability of Sktv. But we are here to give you the story as it's unfold. And today we got some breaking news coming from the executive mansion. You know, Steve, when you get older, right, you watch what people do. You don't listen to what they say, especially in the game of politics. You cannot be here to be emotional. We will do our background check. And there are a lot of moving parts to this story because I don't know how the executive came up with this idea that you just cannot export latex or rubber in its raw state. I don't know which game they're trying to play here. That's why I say congratulations to the elder statement, first and foremost. So people cannot say, oh, you guys always want to criticize. You never give the president credit. That's a great idea. But for me, I'm not interested in the idea of the proposal. I want to know the details and what is informing this particular decision. Because by then you will know whether the president is playing games or not. And like you said, the Wodogisi Mountain and other stuff that is also part of this. I don't know how they intertwine. But over time, we will get the details and we'll be able to explain it to our audience. The thing is, before Steve can find the next order, let me just read this one.
I got it. It's already in your
yeah, I got it in my inbox. So let me do this real quick.
Yeah. That kind of business.
Executive Order 151. It says instituting measure to restrict the export of unprocessed rubber and promise domestic value added, which means he want to add value to the supply chain. We can just ship rubber in its raw state, which is a good thing. So it said, whereas the government of Liberia is committed to transforming the rubber sector from an extractive and raw material export economy into a value-added job creation industry that support inclusive growth, export earning the GDP. Whereas unprocessed rubber, including but not limited to natural rubber, the natural latex, cup lumps, tree barks or scraps, and ground scrap and mixture on an HS code specified in Schedule A attached to the executive order is exported in a raw state without significant value added, thereby depriving Liberia of downstream manufacturing, industrial job creation, and the expansion of tax revenue. Whereas the continued process or export process rubber contribute to underperforming in key macroeconomics indicators, including GDP growth, domestic employment, foreign exchange earning. Whereas in the existing of executive order vested in the president by the Constitution, the president may issue executive order in the public interest to address economic imbalance and catalyze industrialization. Now, therefore, the government of Liberia hereby issued the executive order, section 1. Okay, that's it. I get the executive summary. I'm not going to go into details. I mean, the executive summary says exactly where the whole order is. But let me click on this one you just sent.
Yeah, so more way now before you go to the other one, because I told them about that one. So the one you were reading it, Papa. Can you summarize it in your who the both people on the thing and me, Papa, we the country boys and with that.
Thank you. In the simple English, because our own man, the Papa.
I think you know. Yeah. You know whether you play that role perfect than I can do, or the thing about the whole idea of the summary. I think I just read the executive summary. So technically, the president is saying that when we export rubber in its raw state, it means we are depriving the Liberian people of so many benefits, including job creation, industrialization. We are not adding value to the rubber. So he's trying to reverse that, and he's looking at scraps and other part or other potential that could bring more revenue and create more jobs for the Liberian people rather than get exporting rubber in its raw state. That's exactly why it's horrible. So all the other fancy terminology, I mean, just in a nutshell, in a quick synopsis, that's what he's trying to say in that executive order. But you can expand on that if you want, if you got something else to add.
Let me ask you the question quickly, because we'll do the thing in 2 segments today. We'll take calls early on. Let me ask you the question quickly, though, because I really want to understand this part before I interpret them for people. Was there of the timeline, or in terms of when does this order go into effect? Who does it impact? How does it affect? Is this just a broad or just a generalized quote unquote order? Because I didn't get no specificity in this thing. What specifically is this saying? Does it apply to Firestone, for example?
Yeah, my man, you want to rush this show? It's not specific. It's like a blanket assessment from what I see. Because from my own understanding, it seems like the president is going to do similar in other industry, but it seems like he's starting with rubber. You know, rubber is one of our major export, and it covers a huge percentage of our export revenue. So I think what he's saying is it starts from here, but maybe we'll go back to iron ore, including diamonds or gold. But he's trying to transition from the extractive industry into a manufacturing-based industry, which entails a lot of stuff. So that gets the starting point from my own understanding. So that's the only
But the starting point looking confusing, though. They're looking confusing and shit. Because we don't have no specificity here. Nothing is specified. We don't know if this order takes precedent over the deal that they already have with Firestone and other people who are. We don't know if it cancels the deal automatically. So trying to even understand the order, or is that this is another game to cover or make it seem like the president is doing something or he's taking action, and I see people running around with it, making them when there is nothing is concise and concrete yet. It's even confusing, and that's what I'm trying to get understanding of. Masare, I don't know if you have any input on it before we go to the next order, because I want to interpret then to my people in a way that, but Mong, let me interpret to our people quickly, and then you go to the second order, please. Is that okay? Mong, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Let me end this executive summary, because there's another part to it. Then you can just put in the notion and just summarize it for our people.
Yeah.
The thing here is, you can smell rat in this thing, right? There is no conflict, there is no specific. And when it comes to the investor or people that are already exporting rubber, I don't see anything. But read the executive order, he gave 2 conditions, or he gave restriction on the export of unprocessed rubber, but there is no timeline, there is no specific whether he will be going over contract or pre-existing contract that already exists. Because when you talk about rubber, the first thing that comes to mind is Firestone. They are the 80-pound gorilla in the room in terms of export. The question is this order applicable to Firestone or people that are already exporting rubber? That's one thing. The second thing, he gave condition for compliance when it comes to export. He said no person or entity shall export unprocessed rubber from the Republic of Liberia unless the following conditions are met: withholding and payment of mandatory taxes. At the same time, at the time of the domestic purchase, the following taxes shall be withheld from the farmer or supplier who desire to export there is a thing, it confused me, the particular statement about the executive order. 1 minute you are not exporting rubber in its raw state, another minute you are giving precondition before you can export rubber in its raw state. So that's why I want to read that part.
I tell you, say that man are criminal. I tell you, let's read that thing correct. Because look, someone will not know both, but the party won't catch us in level.
Don't derail the show. Let me just finish the last paragraph, and then you can take over and go as long as you want. That's why he said, no person or entity shall export rubber from unprocessed rubber from the Republic of Liberia unless the following conditions are met. At the time of the domestic purchase, the following taxes shall be withheld from the rubber farmer or supplier who desire to export unprocessed rubber as defined herein. A presumptive tax of 4% withheld on the asset value of the rubber, calculated based on official monthly purchase set and purchase and published by the Liberian National Rubber Pricing Committee, the LNRPC, constituent by the President of the Republic, or constituted by the...
Hold on. Let's go back to that past more. I thought the whole thing was about not exporting rubber. But
that's why
if they want to export rubber, they must pay the certain amount of things. What's going on here?
So that's why the president got the entire country confused at the moment. Because 1 minute when you say you want to add value, it means that's why you come with an executive order. We are not exporting rubber in its raw state. Now, on the other hand, he's giving precondition as to what you need to do in order to export the unprocessed rubber. So the president literally killed his own executive order in just one paragraph. But you know what? Let me let you take over for now, and then we will continue. But let me let you digest the whole thing.
Yeah, but we got to kind of job. We are on an executive order too, though.
Okay.
Because when you look at the executive order, folks, you see, you know, that why a good, you know, anybody who tell you say, both people have done nothing for Liberia than actually. Both sweet. When you know boy good. Yes. Especially when somebody reads something and you don't want to go inside and say, before I say anything about that thing, let me look at it for. Let me read what they said. Joseph Boakai and Unity Party put a foot in their mouth. Yes. Go read the executive order. Before you celebrate the executive order, please read it with understanding first. The executive order was meant, according to them, in their brains, in their criminal minds, to stop the exportation of raw material or rubber out of the country. That was the plan, according to them. But in the same executive order, Joseph Boakai then want add taxes so that they can collect those taxes and use them for themselves while they're asking people to export things out of the country. This is a criminal venture. This is a criminal venture. Look, we the one who tell you the truth. We're not have anything. This is a criminal contradictory venture. They're asking the rubber importers, the people who doing rubber building abroad, they want a certain amount of taxes to be paid to them before they can take the rubber out of the country. So the whole idea that he passes around that they come in export, they come in be creating rubber factory in abroad. That lie. It's a big fat lie. Nobody should take that order seriously. Can you imagine you just came for fasting and praying, and then you on criminal DNA again? We told you that these people are not good. Go read the order. Don't get the order. But let me tell my old man first, and then we'll come to Joe. We have no order. Let me tell my old man what Joseph Boakai did. Oma, Papa, Joseph Boakai said the rubber then while you're tapping. You have been working on the rubber farm. You have been tapping. They say,
oh my God,
they want the people to ask some money on the money they're giving them. They're not creating no factory. They're not building no factory. They're not bringing no factory for you to work in that lie. They say the people are getting some more money. So they want bags for money from the people there so they can put it in their pocket. That's why they want to bring grandma. So that means what the people will do now, if the people used to pay $5 or $10, they will call it down to $2 or $3. You're here today because they won't collect money from the people then. That what that order passed. That order that passed today, enough for them to bring factory and start taking rubber from that bro. They're not true. 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 That's what Joseph Boakai read today. They're not true. Don't celebrate for it that you're downfall, that trap they not set for you. They're not true. They're not true. They're not true. Joseph Boakai just came from praying and fasting according to them, but they came back to steal, to lie, and to be criminals. So y'all can read Bible. The Bible said the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And this is exactly what Joseph Boakai is doing. If you think that I will read the order, well, we're not here. Go ahead.
Hello?
Order.
No, I wanted to clarify something, right? Because let me just reiterate what the thing that got me confused here, or that got me confused on the whole issue. It make no sense to me. Because if you want to, another thing he says is a presumptive tax based on the assessed value of the rubber. And you know, businesses, they are always in it for profit. The reason they want to export the raw material, you know, the job is always on the value at the end of any resource, right? Whether it's rubber, iron, or when you can create a factory and produce either a semi-finished good or finished goods, that's why you make the most money. Matter of fact, you don't want to make the most money, create more jobs for the local. But I don't know how you can claim that you want to transition the economy from an extractive to a value added, but at the same time, you come up with 4%. So my thing is, I was asking, are the lawmakers aware of this? Or because I know that executive order is only temporary, right? And when it comes to ratifying contracts, the lawmakers must be on this. Who came up with the idea of a 4% presumptive tax? So it means you are literally telling the business president, you know what, if you can get my left 4%, which is temporarily or bribe or tip, you can still export the raw material. Then how can you send to create job and process rubber to finish or semi-finished product that we can and later go? So the president, I don't know who can just come up with the idea, whether he is aware or they just use his name, because I don't think for Joseph Boakai is in a spreading government should be making kind of a rookie mistake, because it's almost like shooting yourself in the leg or putting your foot in your own mouth. You can't yourself in the order.
Monk, you raise a very important point, right? Who wants to encourage people to come and do business in your country, but you are putting taxes to the point where it drives them away to do the business? That's wrong. Two, what you bring taxes in, you are simply going to say nothing as a finance student staying in Liberia, according to you, that they want to process things there to open factory. That's not true. What you are doing is, listen, I want you to open. Basically, they're saying you're continuing to exporting more. Please, your money. So this is a scam. This is troubling. I don't anything we need to read Joey on order. Say, let me read Joey on order, because just that order alone defeat everything. Let's not bring the. Let's not confuse the thing. Let's not. Mr. Masale, what you say before we go to Melbourne? Melbourne, we'll open the line quickly, and then we'll go from there. Well, what's going on, Mr. Masale, today again? Okay, Mr. Masale will move. Melbourne, what is going on? Y'all we got the money happy with executive order.
Melbourne, you're going to run the show. Let me get Steve something, right? One thing that caught my attention again in this whole order again, another thing that I say.
You from most of it. When you started with order,
you know, when I see things, I like to go do research. I like to ask tough questions. I like to get details. For me, I don't go to the news. I go to details.
That's good. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead. I like that.
When you claim that you want to transition your economy, right, from an export or extractive industry to or let's just say a value added, where you want to create jobs, you want to bring about industrialization. Don't forget, you have to make it easier for business people to come and do business, right? And when you want for people to create jobs in your country, you got to get in tax incentive. You got to make your taxes very low. You got to get in. You got to change your regulatory law to make it easy to do business when it comes to the paperwork. So for a president who claimed that he wants to bring industrialization by transitioning, how can you be increasing taxes when in fact you should be giving the people tax break for creating jobs? That's another lie. That's why another thing is not serious, because that's just common business sense. If I want Steve to come and open more factories and employ more of my people, I got to get him tax break. We got the first thing business to take into consideration: regulatory compliance law and taxes. When you get lower taxes and the ease of doing business, people will come. But for a president who 1 minute he said he don't want to export raw material or the latex in its raw state, and another minute he gave you a presumptive tax of additional 4% to assess the value, then that's a lie. It makes no sense. It's not business friendly, because if somebody want to open factories and create jobs, they got to come with equipment, they got to train. You must give them more tax incentives so they can be encouraged to produce more jobs. Because don't forget, all the rubber we are shipping, and most of the time you see that the Firestone when you go to Ohio and places like Pennsylvania, these people depend on rubber too. And why you think the white men always like to bring the raw material? Because that's where the job is created. In America, we need jobs. So they are not only interested in bringing the raw material, but they know on the manufacturing end, that way you create most jobs. So if you are telling a rubber exporter to come and create jobs in Liberia, then you must be giving him tax breaks and tax incentive to encourage him to create jobs in Liberia. But in this case, the president is even taxing more money and demanding more from people who are supposed to come and create jobs for you. How can you put those two together to make sense? But anyway, take over, bro. I just want to bring that part.
Thank you. So let's go to the line to interact with our people. Let us piloting course on the topic. Then we transition. Maybe after the news bulletin and so forth. So keep a calls coming 0770203125. What say you when it comes to the president executive order 151? And I get a lot of you are very aware of the executive order, especially our farmers, those of you who into the rubber setters. Maybe you are rubber tapper and so forth. But again, let me see how best to go to the line to interact with our callers. Today's caller. Hello, David King. Good evening.
Good evening, Mabel.
Yeah, my dear brother, good evening.
You see, Mabel, if Joseph Boaga very much tired with the leadership of this country, it's just fair enough to be bold, with the Liberian people and tell them that, look, I had no knowledge concerning presidency or leadership of this country. Because the president can be so controversial. You think what the president see, there's any truth in this thing? They look like somebody who do not have money and they're telling you say they will make you rich. What happened? Well, former President Weah passed a senior executive order and he killed and revoked because he felt that it was not right. Today, he coming up with a senior executive order and putting it to where he's not supposed to even place it.
All right, thank you so much. 1 minute each, please. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Mabel.
Yes, madam.
To Mom and Steve.
Go ahead quickly.
I just want to understand the analysis Mom is carrying on. Mom is saying that the president right now, I'm July, what they call it for things in road. The president cannot probably put the halt to the export of rubber. You must have a factory. Okay? So then you need a executive order that will not be exporting. Put a condition if you fully want to export, you must pay this tariff. So that when the factory is being constructed, then you can put a freeze on it and no exportation. So the thing is saying that you want investor coming and increasing. Have you
read the executive order? Because I don't want you to talk about other people. Have you read the executive order?
I'm reacting to what Mom just said.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm reacting to what Mom is saying that the president is increasing. For
but 4% according to the executive order, according to Mom.
Yeah, we want to export. To export, you need to set now conditions so that people be forced to be factory here.
All right, thank you so much. We just want to hear from you people in a few minutes. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call from Deesville, 11. So I listened to the different analysis. So let me say this. Like every time you guys will talk about the bread and butter issues, and it matters to our people. So let's look at the price of rice. It has dropped.
Hello, please don't care out to well. I beg you. Don't come bring any kind of distraction here. Let's go to the issue that we discussed. That's why we open the land so that you can make your own import. We're not discussing any issue of rest or other thing. Please beg you, brother. Go ahead.
But if that be the case, thank you for the.
Okay, so we're not discussing rest. Don't bring rest business here. They do open rest topic. They can bring a rest business, my young man. 0770-203-125. That's the number for you to call to be part of the Sktv show this evening. And yes, indeed, again, we just take a few more calls, then we'll go back to our team before the news break. We want you to also give your own take on the president executive order. Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, my brother, good evening. Your name?
Hello?
Your name, we're getting you. Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening to you, good evening to a lot of people and among. I want to say thanks to you guys for such a topic this evening. And I do join the conversation from Flowers Market, Johnsonville. You know, I always follow Monk on the show, and Monk is a guy who always been blunt to the argument issue concerning the country and that of peace. But sometimes when Steve going to the related aspect of the show, that's why sometimes it's bad for me because the way he.
Okay, so let's discuss the one now. Don't forget about all the brother. Let's go back straight to the issue, man. Jesus. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Sean. Yeah, call from Basha.
Yeah, go ahead. Executive Order 151. What say you?
Let me to last. The issue have to do with the former president. We are part of the executive order
124.
Yeah, and did not want to come to this normal processing. And today again, our current president again passing the executive order. Where is the factory that these people had to produce or to manufacture or to produce how to call it rubber t-shirts or tire and what have you. So for me, I think it's a joke. No.
All right, you think it's a joke? Keep a calls. Can we take a few more calls? 077. So make your own, have a say on this issue or the topic.
Thank you so much for calling up that guy. I want to waste our time. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, don't mind. Nobody here will waste our time anymore, my dear brother. Hello, to this caller. Good evening.
Hello, neighbor.
Yes, go ahead. Okay. Hello, let's go to the issues. What's your take on the executive order 151? Yeah.
I've never heard on the show.
Okay. All right. Maybe you don't want to discuss the other issues. So let's move to the issue. If you call here, let's go straight to the issue.
Thank you very much. Your Christmas will be good. Yeah, your Christmas will be good.
Moving forward, I'm not here.
Yeah.
I can't waste my time. Come from my house. I come here for people to be telling me what to do.
Exactly.
We are taking that for a very long time. Keep a calls coming 0770-203-125. That's the number to call. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Hello. Yes, I'm okay. Go ahead. What's your take? Okay, go ahead.
All right, maybe on the comment about the executive order, you know how the things for everybody. The president has passed this executive order in level in to implement it. So you know how the things for everybody, the order is accepted and you work on it. Thank you.
Thank you. I did just make your little input. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Hello to the panelists in studio.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Concerning the rubber in the purchase, you see.
The minimum qualifier.
People thought it was bad, and then the government in charge started to rubbish it. Now the president coming back to start or order on the same thing that they thought it was not good for it. And they are hearing people saying what the rubber play, when they go out to feel this other thing. When you put measure in place, then people will come up with solutions. But what is not for the president failure because he passed it too much.
See you, man, young man. See you. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, how are you, my brother?
Yeah, go ahead. Executive order 151. What say you? What's your take?
Yeah, from my own understanding, Josh, we are part of the same many, but here's the point. Okay, other people who buying the fresh rubber from under the tree directly initiating it.
Yes.
So I think that the people he's talking about, because of the many were passed, Iman is president that what we see happening here, I think that the people he's talking about, because fire to be process their rubber. Nobody take lack and process their rubber.
Okay.
So I think he's talking about those people who shaping directly. Just buy that fresh rubber, put in container and ship it.
But fast to also do the same thing. They do the same thing, right?
No, Fast2 can process the rubber.
Process in which way? What do you mean? Maybe the Oma.
They screen the letters. They go through screening, and the fresh rubber, they go through screening the bacon and bread before they ship it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe for me,
yeah, I like it.
Bacon and bread is not processing. They just finding a way to ship it.
So more quickly to the last caller, I come back to you people. Hello to this caller, good evening.
Yeah, thank you. I think I sleep on that to think. So in relation to the executive order, in fact, we have a company that is processing the rubber, Jetty. Jetty now producing the chair, the rubber dishes, and so forth. So if the government now that executive order will pass, the government now have to show that Firestone and other companies that are buying the rubber from the local farmers to ensure that they open a company here to process those rubber. Because Jetty now in my city buying the rubber from the local farmers and processing it and producing what we call the rubber dishes, rubber chairs, and so forth. So it implies to every company. Firestone been here for years upon years, right? So
well, one of your brother just said that Firestone have no issues. So Firestone can go ahead and do anything they want to do.
No. You see, this is what I told my friends. The government of yesterday should not be the government of today because we change, and change is relative. It cannot be the negative things. We change from negative to negative. No, it should be the positive one, right? We support government. It's not because we don't want to see the positive change in the country.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. Back to you people. I'll leave you time.
Monk, that you the minute call. What we setting up for the Monk, the minute call you. What you say? The minute say what you want there. Monk there. Monk.
Hello?
Yeah.
You guys hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead.
The first caller wanted to preempt for the government. He wanted to make it a similar if to say we are trying to create a story here or we're trying to make our own details. The fact of the matter is it's not mentioned in the executive order. The specific of this particular thing. When you read the entire document, it's almost like Joseph Boaga is saying, okay, he wants to encourage industrialization by creating jobs, by transforming the rubber into semi or finished goods, because he believed it robbing the Liberian people all of job and expected revenue. But then what he's doing, because apart from the 4% preemptive tax, he gets something they call a variable rubber development fees he must pay. It's almost like I will keep taxing you to death about you who want to ship the rubber in its raw state. So they keep increasing taxes and fee. You need some kind of certificate. He's trying to make it extremely difficult based on this particular executive order so that it makes it hard for people to be able to export the rubber in its raw state. But at the end of the day, in the entire executive order, I mean, it's not specified there. So you can speculate all you want, but we are talking about the reality and the logic in this particular deal, because it's the same thing we saw with the transport ministry. What they are doing is nothing new. These things already existed, but why are you doing it now? And who are you trying to impact? Because when you talk about rubber, the other caller said, the first person that comes to mind is Firestone. Are these laws applicable to Firestone existing agreement? Are you going to ratify their contract, or you are only proposing this idea in order to discourage the exporter from sending rubber in its raw state out of the country? That's why I say always look at the details. That's why we'll get a president temporary credit until this thing can be made clear. Because all the technical terms we use, all I can tell you is the president will just keep imposing fees upon fees so as to discourage people from exporting rubber. But if we discourage people from exporting rubber, it means that it will force them to open factories and create jobs. Why they go find another alternative? Why they go find another place to do business in terms of cheaper production costs? And the other man who say Firestone can bake the rubber like bread, it means that job is not about, it's not industrialization ready. They are just finding other means to ship the rubber. Some people don't like to ship rubber in the liquid state or the latex, right? They put it into a solid state. And you know, because when you put it in like a bricks, right, or a bread form, it means you can stack it up easily. So now everybody loves shipping overseas in the liquid or the latex form. That's why they can pull it and bake it like a bread. So just because they transfer rubber from liquid to a bread state or to a solid state, is not what we call industrialization or job creation. They're just looking for another way to package it. Or that's just what it's just about packaging. So that has nothing to do with manufacturing or creating jobs. That's just how they choose to export their rubber. I just want to get that part clarified. But Steve, I turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Monk. Before we go to the news bulletin here, I know we should be going to the news bulletin in a minute. Once Milbon gets back, I know the guys are setting up in the back. Folks, let me say that this conversation is an interesting conversation, and we're not judging back for it. You can come here with your partisan sentiment, your sycophantic mindset, your political affiliation mindset, or whatever it is. We're speaking on the issue of what was written. All the other one you want to talk about are outside of what was written. We're not going to listen to you because you're not in Joseph Baga here to tell us that what he meant to read or what they want to interpret for Joseph Baga. But Joseph Baga can hear the saying and speak good English. Eh? And they say Joseph Baga can speak good English. Exactly. So what in here again? The man who can speak good English is not able to articulate what he wants in an order. You're not even clear if you are still exporting or not exporting. You still confused. You're bouncing around. They're asking on a cover for 4% tax, and you want to come and lecture me? You are not serious, folks. You are not serious. This is a hoax. This is a joke, and we will not judge back for saying the truth. The order is confusing. The order is undermining, and they got criminal intents. Because if it were to benefit you, it will be clear. Why we got to be going in cycle? Okay, you're telling now the order that you're talking about now. That will be honest. That will be honest. The order that you're talking about 151. Are we exporting or we're not exporting? Because 1 minute we're not exporting, another minute we're adding for 4% taxes in order to export. So which one is which? So that party we're talking here today again?
No, not only the 4%, they want a value tax clearance form that you must pay. They will impose fine on you. They will give you a variable index line you make remittances to. And almost like, Steve, almost like saying, before you can even ship the rubber, you got to make or how you can call it, a down payment or like a collateral or security deposit. So what I'm seeing here is he just keep proposing more taxes or more tax on the exporter. I don't know whether he's doing it with the intent of discouraging them or he trying to tell them, say, you know what, create
you want make money. Monk, the thing simple. They want make money. They want collect money from the business.
Yeah, that's why it is.
That's it. That is it. They just want to collect money from the business people. This is the bottom line. Nothing else, my people. They won't use it at your expense. Look, I don't understand. I was always saying anything here. I don't understand. I was always saying anything. By the way, we'll go to the news bulletin. When we get back, we'll talk about other things. The Wologizi Martin conversation will come out. And your thing will shy away. Your thing will be scared when you can't try to bully us. Thank God we got a new policy on the show. If you come, the two discussing. You don't discuss it. You're talking about yesterday or John and Paul.
Yeah, you put it
we'll let you go. Stay with the topic at hand. We don't want to hear different things. Stay with the topic at hand. The day we do open mic, you can say anything you want to say. But if we have a specific conversation we're focused on, we'll make sure you keep focused with the conversation. If you come here to distract, we'll have to let you go. Unfortunately, no disrespect, but we'll have to let you go because we don't want to be distracted. We don't want no noise. We want to stay focused. Yeah, the guys getting ready in the back there. Yeah, Sekou say he'll be joining us in a minute. Sekou will be joining us here right after the news bulletin. Like I said, folks, let's share the show. The show will be hard today. The show will be hard. We're staying with the issue. We're staying with the truth. We're going right with the order. Anything that's not written in that order, we're not discussing it. We'll be right back, folks, as we head on to the news bulletin. Please stay tuned. Don't do that. Change the dial, as maybe one will say. Don't try. Don't change the dial.
From Dupero in Pinsville, welcome to RCR News Bulletin at 7. I am Shet Sanor. In an effort to revitalize Liberia's rubber sector and fostering inclusive economic growth, President Joseph Boakai has signed Executive Order Number 151, instituting sweeping measures to restrict the export of unprocessed rubber and promote domestic value additions. Nimba County Senator Samuel Koga has rejected a recent claim by the Office of the Ombudsman that he failed to declare his access to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commissions. And the Center for Disability Rights is calling on President Joseph Boakai to appoint disability advisor in the Office of the President. And out of Liberia, South Africa products export to U.S. will be hit by a 30% tariff from 7 August, President Donald Trump has announced. Those were the headlines in the news. Now the details. In an effort to revitalize Liberia's rubber sector and fostering inclusive economic growth, President Joseph Boakai has signed Executive Order number 151, instituting sweeping measures to restrict the export of unprocessed rubber and promote domestic value additions. The executive order seeks to transition Liberia's rubber industry from an extractive raw material export economy into a value-added, job-creating sector that supports GDP growth, employment, and export earning. President Joseph Boakai noted that for so long, Liberia has exported a rubber in a raw form, losing opportunities for domestic manufacturing, job creations, and increased revenue. President Boakai stated that the executive order is a turning point, adding that Liberians are laying the groundwork for industrializations, value additions, and long-term economic transformations. An executive mansion release says the Ministry of Agriculture will lead the enforcement of the order in coordinations with the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the Liberia Revenue Authority, and the Rubber Development Fund Incorporated. The release states that joint administrative guidelines will be issued to ensure smooth implementations. According to the Liberian president, the decisions aligns with the president's broader visions to strengthen domestic industries, enhance Liberia's export competitiveness, and create sustainable livelihood opportunities for Liberians. Nima County Senator Samuel Koga has rejected recent claim by the Office of the Ombudsman that he failed to declare his access to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the LAACC. The claim was made by Councillor Finlay Kanga, Executive Director of the Ombudsman's Office, during a July 31 Ministry of Information press briefing, where he listed Koga among 12 non-compliant senators. In the Senate press release Friday, Senator Koga clarified that he submitted his access declarations to the LACC on July 17, 2025, shortly after winning the April 2025 Niba County senatorial by-elections. He also noted a previous declaration made on March 1st, 2024, after being re-elected as representative of Nimba County District Number 5. Koga described the allegation as false and damaging, accusing Councillor Finlay Kanga of engaging in character assassinations and urging to fast-check with the LACC and retract what he called misinformation. He further criticized what he sees as a disconnect between the Office of Ombudsman and LACC and warned that if a correction is not made, he will request the Senate to summon Kanga after the constituency break. The Center for Disability Rights is calling on President Joseph Boakai to appoint disability advisor in the office of the president. The group noted that this crucial step will ensure that persons with disabilities are meaningfully represented at the highest level of national decision-making. Speaking recently at a press conference in Penzio, Sidra Country Director Yasido Dankwa said appointing disability advisor will expect counsel to the president on matters affecting persons living with some form of disabilities, including equality and social inclusions. He said the absence of disability advisors in the president or in the office of the president is a glaring oversight, one that perpetrates systemic exclusions and discrimination against segments of the populations of Liberia. At the same time, Yasito Dankwa acknowledged national government to move beyond ceremonial gesture and implement a comprehensive year-round support system for persons with disability. An ailing Liberian lady, Sienna Colley, is sending out a passionate plea to national government and kind-hearted Liberians to access her seek advanced treatment abroad. Madam Colley disclosed that she has been diagnosed with spinal degeneration by doctors in Liberia and has been advised to seek advanced medication outside the country. She said her situation is worsening on a daily basis, stressing that she has been left with no alternative but to live by the intake of pain suppressions. According to Madam Siana Colley, as a result of several examinations by doctors in Liberia, she was told the cost of her treatment is about 6,000 United States dollars in Ghana. The Liberian National Police has formally charged Zainab Ba, the Fulani woman whose video sparked concern among citizens in the country, and her husband Ibrahim Jallo and are due to appear in magisterial court at the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. The police spokesperson Cecilia Clark disclosed that Zainab Ba has been charged with simple assault, while her husband Ibrahim Jallo has been charged with power theft. Recently, large number of women gathered at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police in Monrovia, demanding for justice for the removal of the hijab from the head of the woman. The incident occurred during a lawful power theft inspections conducted by the Liberia Electricity Corporations and has generated significant public concern, particularly following the circulation of viral videos showing a physical encounter between officers and Madame Ba. But in a press statement read on the social media, Cecilia Clark said the police officer identified as Alice Topper has been suspended for 1 month without pay for misconduct during the arrest of Madame Ba. According to Cecilia Clark, another officer, Prince Chibo, has been formally exonerated because conduct during the incident was found to be lawful and are in accordance with police procedure. The newly appointed Director General of the National Lottery Authority says he will endeavor to collaborate with the Financial Intelligence Agency to strengthen measures in at preventing the use of lottery products for illicit activities. Peter Solo disclosed that his vision for the NLA to develop guidelines to promote responsible gaming practices, protect vulnerable individuals, and provide support for those affected by the problem of gaming. Solo spoke when he formally took over the gavel of authority as Director General of National Lottery Authority from the former Director General Regina Nambe in Monrovia on Friday. The newly appointed Director General of NLA maintained that his administration is committed to the pillars of progress consistent with the agenda of President Joseph Boakai. If you're just joining us, please be reminded that you are listening to the news bulletin from the News and the Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. In all of Liberia, South Africa, product export to the U.S. will be hit by a 30% tariff from 7 August President Donald Trump has announced. South Africa faces the highest rate in sub-Saharan Africa, reflecting Trump's strained relationship with the government of President Cyril Ramaphosa. Other African nations, including Nigeria, Ghana, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, have been hit with 15% tariff, which will also come into effect in 7 days. The decision is a huge blow to South Africa, as the US is its second biggest trading partners. Looking across the whole continent, including North Africa, export from Nigeria, Libya will now be incur a 30% tariff at the US border. Tunisia goods are facing a 25% rate. Goods from Kenya and Ethiopia, on the other hand, will be charged at a lower 10% rate. Tariffs are taxes charged on goods bought from other countries. Typically, they are a percentage of a product's value. Trump argued that introducing tariff will protect American businesses for foreign competitions and also boost domestic manufacturing and jobs. South Africa automobile, farming, and Texas sectors has enjoyed duty-free access to the U.S. market under the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGORA, which was enacted in 2000 to help countries on the continent create jobs and grow their economies. Trump's announcement effectively spelled the GORA, even though it is officially up for review in September. Ahead of Trump's August 1st deadline, South Africa had been trying to agree a trade deal with the U.S., which included buying U.S. liquefied natural gas.
signifying rules of U.S. poultry import and invest 3.3 billion U.S. industry like mining according to Reuters news agency. To end this news bulletin, recap of the major headlines. In an effort to foster inclusive economic growth, President Joseph Boakai signs Executive Order Number 151 aimed at revitalizing Liberia's rubber sector. Nima County Senator Samuel Koga rejects claims by the Office of the Ombudsman accusing him of failing to declare his assets to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commissions, warned the executive director of the office, Councillor Finikanga, to retract his statement. Center for Disability Rights acknowledges President Joseph Boakai to appoint disability advisor in the office of the president. And away from home, South Africa products export to U.S. will be hit by 30% tariff from 7 August, President Donald Trump announces. RCA News Bulletin at 7. I am Sheikh
My name
Sano.
is
Good evening.
Deputy Commissioner of Police, Cecilia Gligley Clark. We sincerely appreciate your time and attention. We are here to present the official
Well, folks, we are back. We don't want to run away with the conversation. We're going to leave it go. My inbox, while we're on the news bulletin, they're buzzing more. They're not easy. The noise. They say we created noise. I have business. We here to say the truth. And I'm here to support criminal business. No way. That whole order is a hoax. The order is confusing, discombobulating, ununderstandable, and it is not realistic. Simple. The president is either confused or he's not alert oriented, or like if our president say, hey, bring God down a drain. You gotta pick which one it is. But either way, we'll say the truth. We're not here for that one. I beg you. Like you so gonna confuse the masses. You so confuse masses. Maybe I'm saying you got a video. Maybe I'm saying you got a video. Try by video real quick. Maybe they wiggle by. They too hard. They too noisy. The president is confused. The order is very confusing and contradicting. That order is confusing and contradicting. We have one here attacking people. One of those fake one who applied before. We have on here when he can't be attacking people and things that we here for him. You think we have a food in there? We're saying packing. One Mohammed Kola can't be ready food in there. That I seen people like.
But let me tell you, Steve. Let me tell you some of these things today.
He's saying to him now.
There are a lot of people already who trending with the information. Guess what? These people, they only care about what they can get from the government. And I like our people. They bow to these people, and at the end of the day, they cry. First, when I pay us,
keep that video. I beg you, don't play that video. We'll play it tomorrow. We'll talk about what they call tomorrow, the mountain tomorrow. Okay. That focus on the order because that's what's here today. We'll talk about the Wodogisi Mountain project tomorrow. We'll discuss it tomorrow. I beg you, keep that video. The video I just saying from the Wodogisi Mountain project. But we'll continue this conversation. Let me say the order is confusing. The order is confusing. Monk, you stay there? I don't know what caught Monk's attention in the whole news bulletin. Melbourne, what caught your attention in the news bulletin?
Well, I think so far, apart from the same thing that we just discussing, or in fact that we've been discussing about here with the executive order number 151, the president is moving with speed with the entire executive order. Even if you go back to the War Crime Code, you will understand that instead of 2 million, I think, quote unquote, the War Crime Code, the people that are also crying that instead of 2 million to keep, in fact, the entire process going on, they just received close to around 100,000. And if someone said it's just a drip of water for, Steve, that's the kind of society that we live in. All our people want to hear here today is that when we come here, let's praise the government. Hey God, Steve, my brother, sometimes I feel sorry for our society.
There is
All our
no
people want to hear.
my man.
All our people want to hear when they see us now as people who against government. They don't care about their life.
I don't have a problem with that one. I don't have a problem with that one. It's saying the 2 million to be against the government, then I against government. I don't have
no
issue.
My brother. Instead of $2 million, the government just get 100,000.
My man, and
They
yesterday,
people they crying back to back.
And yesterday, Joe, we are in power and we criticizing, we're against government at time, right? And because you were doing the wrong thing, so you know the party come to power. We say against government, right? And they're doing the wrong. They will not be against government until they mean against government. So that means
also join you too. That means they themselves they also against government. Yeah. Well, yesterday they were agreeing with us on what we're saying. Yeah. And exactly. So that means you two, you were also against.
My man, I against government, man. What do
you so far?
What say you, yeah? What caught your attention in a whole, what they go news bulletin before we bring in Mr. Morris Dollar, Mr. Dollar with John Orsay in a little bit. What say you? You got that whole against government thing. My man, I hear that thing plenty, man. And I hear that's count for some of them.
For me, I don't even care. No, Steve, let me tell you, they call us every day. They put us into the favor chat rooms.
It's good.
What happened? I said, but I don't know. If Mabel coming here to talk about the ills in society, some of you are making 150, some of you are in store boy making 10,000. People are volunteering, Steve. Up to now, people are volunteering 5 years. They still volunteer free of charge to places. But anyway, if it's okay for you, well, it's okay, my people.
Mr. Dollar, how are you? Happy weekend to you.
Thank you very much, brother friend, Steve. Happy weekend. I'm glad to be here every Friday.
Mabel, let me say the other two videos. Let it kind of put in a layer. And I want you to play the 2 videos. Let it kind of put in a layer. Your Costa then will soon come. Y'all listen to the one. Maybe I'll play that one for him. They will soon come and can't start telling you about the 1/5 order, 1/5, 1 high is good for the country or whatever it is, and not true. Y'all listen to the other inconsistent one. Those of you who stay follow and no Costa or whatever it is, that other soulless, shameless man. My man, what is going on? Because they put order on and to make you wear like a nice clothes. So all the people down the show, as soon as they put order, they put stupid order that they dress. Yes, zero. Just about confusing order on the
who made you that? Who make you that?
Yeah, that lean. We looking at him so kind of way. All of y'all.
You think you in Kulahu or Masambulahu?
Mr. Dolly, no.
The post stupid order
that in Kamatahunde, they kind of hard to get aware though.
You know, this is not a man. It's fellow Liberians. We are. Fellow Liberians, this is Begubet time. Everybody get their time. Like Begubet time, yeah. Begubet will eat a second thing. Joseph Baga get future. When you want to run 2029, you can run. Yeah. By that time, you'll be 90 years old. Thank you. You won't be in wheelchair or wheelbarrow at a business. Oh, no, like Begubet time, yeah. You not leg it. You leg it. Dago Lanta. Thank you very much. We'll be at the headquarters shortly. Thank you. God bless you. Vote for John Manor. We are on. Vote for the man and woman. Don't vote for the man and man. The fine woman and the fine man.
Well, the same man who called it John, we are fine. All the time when I say Joseph Baga, Mama, sing another video. Play another one. Y'all listen. Other video.
Mr. Dollar, this is protecting me, Mr. AC. They might dig up.
Mama, play another video. I don't see one new one.
Maybe one new one. To do wrong. Fear do nothing but to do wrong. You will be protected.
Play that one. My people, yeah, Joseph, you watching. And you're hero talk. Y'all listen, you. Y'all can't get a hero. We will bring history to them. We'll do our research. And you're Ben Sandy and Costa saying, Bagara, ugly man, Joey, I will tell you, I found woman, Joey, I found man. You're still working with it, right?
No, we'll come here, we'll tell them about our own life. Then they want to
we
get
people in. Not on that level, yo. But drop our thing, y'all. Drop the other video, yeah, inconsistency that they were wanting and can't in public and can't talk. Say
I don't change. How can you say all dated men are parliament tomorrow then you and the men your political allies? I'm not able to do that one. CDC is never ever going to get my support. Let me repeat this. All the lies they're lying and this they're saying, the day I support Jawia, I'm gonna die. I can never ever support Jawia. No amount of money is enough for me to support the evil that is happening against our people today. But I can never, ever support George Weah. So all that in the talking say, oh, let it, oh, cause I want. Look, never ever support George Weah. I beg you, yeah. Then who am I? All the things I've been fighting against here, all the things George Weah doing to us. Then I'm a talk. Then I turn around and say, like a second time. Something wrong with me?
Okay, no, please go back. Go back to the first video you played for. Where he was saying, Joey, I'm getting second time. He spoke there before he made that second video. Play the second one to tell you that the kind of useless people then you let to follow. And they want or to tell you that kind of useless venture then you're inconsistent. You're soulless men and women.
Listen to the current nephew, let it skim the man. The man always going back and forth.
What a
lie. No, man, the first one I say you first. My man play the first one.
I come in. I'm so happy to
we'll bring you out to history. We'll tell you the thing. More Ali Uba video than Uba rolling. We'll roll out more Ali Uba video than two. We'll roll Joseph Braga on a video than you want to with it. We'll deal with them based on the videos, based on what they said. I think we get to joke around. Play a video. After I finish saying my dad, we'll listen to him.
You know, this is not making sense. Fellow Liberians. We are. Fellow Liberians, this is Begubet time. Everybody get their time. Like Begubet time, yeah. Begubet will eat a second thing. Joseph Braga get future. When you want to run 2029, you can run. Yeah. By that time, you'll be 90 years old. Thank you. You won't be in wheelchair or wheelbarrow at a business. Oh, no, like that time, yeah. You not leg it. You leg it. Jago Lantern. Thank you very much. We'll be at the headquarters shortly. Thank you. God bless you. Vote for John Manor. We are on. Vote for the man and woman.
You scared to put it on and say vote for the ugly? Don't vote for the ugly man.
No, but I love the message. Thank you. Oh no, I don't want to play that one. Hey, you bow.
I'm gonna get that one. Let's get for the panelists, man. You know we're not afraid to say the truth. We're not afraid to say the truth.
Today's Friday. Don't come give me a headache. Today's Friday.
Well, anyway, Mr. Dollar, what's here you? Mr. Dollar, what do you want? What are you saying? We're not hearing you, Mr. Dollar.
I think Mr. Dollar, you are muted,
so you can check.
Yeah. Law or somebody because I seen woman on his cell phone.
Okay, but they go ahead to more.
Yeah, from Mr. Masale.
Yeah, that's Mr.
Masale. Yeah, he just dress.
We prepare for our Logisi meeting. Yeah, the executive order from the president actually, for me, it's just the contradiction of the executive order. Well, I think this thing they are good equally so for our country because we every day we say Liberia rich, we get natural resources. When we to turn our resources into wealth. So if we taking rubber from Liberia, we taking iron ore from Liberia, and Liberians don't even say no. This thing they are in our country, what they are going to do with them and the use of this thing, and you will be importing thing like taking zinc and other things, bringing steel plate and things to Liberia. I think these executive orders, they are good, but just the contradiction. And again, if you want people to be processing rubber in the country, you shouldn't take it from out of the country. Meaning you want company to create job. And in order to create job, what you will do is to lower the taxes on them. But you will not be increasing taxes on them. Then you want them to do what? To come and open factory to employ Liberians. These are some of the things every day you see our people protesting to those various companies because they will use them and they under them. Why? Because the taxes they pay to the government is just too much. So if you want people to process rubber right in Liberia, all of these things to open factory, that's a good thing for the country because government cannot give everybody job. That alone will help for other Liberians to be employed. But equally so, be able to lower the taxes on the people. That's the way this thing will happen because everyone. But the tradition that there, you give the executive order, you ask it for another 4%. So I don't really know. This government, they can just come and talk and they don't play properly when they're coming out to speak. But I think this kind of executive order, if they are doing it the right way with proper planning, it is good for our country as well. That will enable our brothers and sisters who cannot get government job. And these are some of the things we talk about private sector job. But just that if you want to do that as a government, you have to lower the taxes on the people because all the huge taxes they pay to you again, the citizens are not benefiting from it. So the only way the citizens can benefit from the natural resources in the country, their company come in, lower taxes on them so they can be able to employ Liberian. Those that are taking iron ore from the country, they can come and open some factories. This thing they are doing with the iron ore when they take it from the country, they can do some of these things. But all in all, you have to lower taxes on them. For me, the executive order is not bad, but just the contradiction that is in it, that's why I have problem with. So far, so good.
All right, thank you. Mr. Dollar, what say you?
In any given situation, the government have a right to give an executive order based on the realities of the issue on the ground. But when to give unnecessary executive order is a recipe to deteriorate issue on the government. So basically, the last prior the executive order given by the president, I don't think it was necessary. But what I do realize from that whole thing, based on the observation I have, is the president had his birthday. I mean, wearing anniversary parties where many of the cabinet ministers and things went there and the guys extremely drunk. So they knew nothing to do the foreign day, but to declare the country's bank holiday for people to stay on home. So people cannot detect whether the entire country will lock down based on these archaeologists' behaviors, because all of them were drunk. You could see for the physical evidence to substantiate that fact is even the church they're talking about people should go to fast and prayer the foreign day in the church. The country will lock down, but you couldn't see any of the ministers around him. And he alone maneuvered his way to wherever he was going to say he's doing fast and prayer because the other was completely drunk. They couldn't come out. So I see no sense in it, to be honest. And I think we need to take the rule and regulation to be the superior of everybody in the country, even if you are a president. President just don't give executive order with no justification, proper justification. If you do that, it's a tantamount for impeachment. But how can that be when the House of Senate and Representatives are in the pockets of the executive? So it's not possible. That's the reason why they did everything possible. They spent nearly 7 months fighting to remove opposition speaker from power, and the opposition speaker too was an enemy of the very set because he had no reason of resigning. And we said it to him not to resign, because if you resign, it's not going to save you from whatever you're trying to protect yourself from. He did, and yeah, now he on investigations. He will be prosecuted, and I believe that he will be found guilty, and his political career will be completely wiped out. Because if he is being charged and sentenced to prison for whatever sentence he served, there's no way that he can stand for any elected position. He will be having a heavy criminal record hanging on his shoulder. So that's what I can say in this thing here.
Thank you. Mark, what say you?
Well, hello?
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Let me get my coffee.
Mark,
hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mark.
Can you guys hear me? I said for me, it's mostly about the executive order. Just before, I don't know if we'll go to the line again or to the lines.
Yeah, we'll.
I'm a little bit confused here because I'm trying to sense a pattern here from this administration. And the same thing you're having with the assessment of the resources, wherein the Chinese have done an assessment or appraisal of the state resources. But then people say, but why would Joseph Boaga invite the American to go and do the same appraisal of the resources after the Chinese have done that? They've done a comprehensive report or assessment on that. I think Joseph Boaga or certain cliques within his administration or some of his able-bodied lieutenants, they believe that America never added value to Liberia. And they are trying to lean toward the Chinese, but they don't know how to say it. When you go back to this executive order, apart from the 4% preemptive assets taxes, then they came up with something called variable rubber development index, which is a fee that you must pay into the account. Then you must obtain a clearance certificate. Then after that, you must make a proof of your security deposit about remittances from the export, apply export. Then the charge of $150 per metric tons per container, and every container, 24 container holds a metric ton of 3,000 US dollars. So what they are literally doing is like, we will make it impossible for maybe Firestone, because I think when we talk about rubber, Firestone is the #1 player in Liberia, right? So the goal here is, I don't think they believe in the whole thing about industrialization, about creating jobs and adding value to the rubber. I think they just want to tax people to death so that it can discourage them from making an export. But the thing here is, the problem you are targeting, the person who you are targeting, who controls the lion's share of the rubber market, is an American-owned company. So the same thing we saw with the whole assessment of the resources is the same thing that I'm trying to send this partner. Because going back to your national orator from the July 23, you know the lady, right? The Raptor Pelly and the speech. That speech was very mean. So maybe it's a sentiment that this particular government holds against the United States. Maybe they don't know how to say it, but they think they can use some indirect or asymmetrical means to send a message. Because when you talk, I will say again, when you talk Firestone, the first thing, when you say rubber like Firestone is America, right? That's just why it is. When you get a Chinese and a license to come and assess or to reappraise the resources, only to come to the Donald Trump warehouse and create an impression that you also want for America to come and participate, then that makes messages. So, and I said it from the beginning of the show, when you want for businesses to come or investors to come in your country, you must give them incentive. But in this case, the president is making it even more difficult and strenuous on the part of investors to come and create jobs. So I think the goal here is not to create jobs, even though they want to make it seem that way. The goal is to kick out Firestone and other companies that they believe that are not adding value to Liberia rubber. That's why it is. I think it's a targeted approach. There's what we call weaponization. There's a targeted approach. It's not about creating jobs. Because when you want to create jobs, you do the complete opposite. You will make it easier for them to do business. You will give them tax break. You will partner with them. But in the case of Joseph Boaga, they just keep adding more regulation and more taxes and more fees and more paperwork. And matter of fact, even when you get your clearance certificate, you must go to the Ministry of Agriculture first, and then you must carry the same certificate to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And then they got conditions that if you cannot meet those particular pre-existing conditions, then it will fine you again. So like I said, if you read the whole thing, it's one goal: target American interest. That's what I would say for now. Maybe people will believe that, Monk, you shouldn't be saying it, but that's how it look like. It's just common sense. The biggest exporter of rubber in Liberia is Firestone, right? It's simple. If you're going to make it difficult for people to export rubber in the name of creating jobs, who you think you're targeting? You're targeting Firestone. Who is Firestone? Firestone is an American-owned enterprise. So I don't know. And you're not even going against some of the pre-existing laws or conditions that existed before Firestone. And you are not even, it's not even applicable to some of the old concession agreements. So the question is, why are you trying to achieve if you keep making it tougher for them to ship rubber in the raw state? So you can only be targeting the American company. That's just why it is.
Thank you, Mo. Folks, we'll explore this conversation a little more tomorrow. We'll go to the lines. We'll turn on the mailbomb. Before we go to the lines, I didn't want to go to that side of the conversation, but Mo brought it up. This will be bigger than your thing. You know, let me tell you something. Joseph Boaga thinks he's smart. He might go ask someone to it. He thinks he can play little games. He can fool around. He can come and he thinks he can fool around. He really thinks so. I've told the Liberian people, and I'll continue to say over and over on the show, there are a group of people that can think 10 times before some of you think. You barely get food to eat on time. You get people who got food to eat who are thinking about 50 years, 100 years from now. They've already pre-planned and pre-calculated some things. And you, in your myopic thought process, you think you can kind of bamboozle people and play little games there. That thing can work in Liberia. That thing can work on the international front. Before you make any kind of decision, that game you're playing, that game Joseph Boaga playing and we're trying to punt it out, and some of you going after us, that thing will haunt Liberia, will haunt you guys. That games you're playing, you'll stop it. You'll get serious. You'll stop. If you're not doing business with certain people, tell them it's okay, it's your right. But to be fooling around like this, it's a dangerous way to go. The monk will always say, you playing with power players or guys who control the world. This guy got an interest. If you're not interested in it, let them know and walk away. Be like Burkina Faso or other serious-minded country. Stop playing double games. Stop playing the two sides. Stop running to China 1 minute run to America. You are fooling around.
Can I make a little comment on that?
Yes, please. And then we'll go straight to the
Yeah, you know what the Unity Party government need to realize here is this: America is a country that war police. Whatever you're doing, America will definitely know, so long you have something to do with international relationship. So if we want to be a partner to America and work along with America, we need to sit on a negotiation table and put our cards on the table and discuss it on a fair note. But if we want to play a tricky technique, like what our president has been doing for the time of Memorial, he trick people, he get around people, and he, at the end of the day, when he get where he want to get, he turn them loose. You don't do that with America. America is a place. If you play with them, they play you. If you get in the cost, they give you the worry. So these people, I hope our government will know what they're doing with America. That's the advice I can give them. Someone always know how the American can work. They can work in that manner and use you and turn their back. So if you think that you want to play the same technique on there, do it that. That's what I can say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dollar. And to some of you who are commenting back to back, and those of you who will be calling in also, it's all about Liberia. Let me be frank. And we all we want is a better Liberia and then a better system. The same, I don't know, Executive Order 151. The previous government, they have their own 124. Today, where are we today? We stay into the same situations. So the best way forward is what we're talking about here. Because some of these things sometimes it's just about politics, so that you out there, the people out there, so that they can make you to feel a little bit fine. That's just about these things. But you don't understand, some of you, or you think that because it is a government and it's a government in power, so whether they doing anything right or wrong, you are pressing to them. No. There's time that you should pressing to them when they do right thing, and there's some time that you should be able to hold them accountable for things. So again, that's what we are talking about here. We're not saying that whether the president passed executive order or not. Well, the Constitution of Liberia gave him the right to pass or to go through the laws, the executive order, and so forth. But what we are saying here is that whether these things are in the interest of you, Liberians. So let's go to the line to interact with you, our callers, 0770 203-125. That's the number to call this evening and be part of the show. Let me see quickly to this first caller. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother Mabel.
Yeah, my dear, but go ahead.
Yeah. You know, Mabel, what Joseph Boga is trying to do to this country, trying to mortgage our country to the Chinese people. At the same time, he using the American people on the other side. And Americans, they are too big for them to be used. The old man don't know what he's playing with. If you think that you will put hard tariff on rubber in the country only because you want for Liberia to be industrial, that is not how you will be country out to industrialization. If you want to make Liberia kind of industrial country, there should be plan from the beginning that you need to put together that will make this country to be industrialized like what Travel is doing in his country. But what the Liberian government have been able to do on their own, that you come to do this kind of thing. And that Costa voice, Costa, they're not serious, man. You're not somebody to be taken serious. Costa has lost a relevance. I mean, nobody can even listen to Costa. All what Costa said yesterday, he came back and vomited and licked like one dog vomit and licked.
All right, thank you. Keep a call coming 0770 203-125. That's the number to call this evening to be part of the Sktv show. And let me see, I think we have a WhatsApp call here. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, hello people. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. Thank God for life. What's your name and from where you join us?
Oh, maybe this is Aki. I'll call you my other number.
Yeah, because go ahead.
Yeah, maybe I think I want to start with Steve and present more. I don't want to take this executive order serious because this executive order, like you and all the other panelists said, executive order 124 was issued by the former president in 2023. When Joseph Bata came to power on May 23rd, 2024, he lifted the ban on how they call that ban people from exporting the rubber
yes
for 60 days. And that was executive order 132. In that executive order 132, he said he gave the local rubber traders 60 days. So immediately the 60 days was ended July 24th of 2024. On that July 24th, 2024, that executive order 133 was issued. The same executive order that issued today, 151. Similarly, it was issued on July 24th, which was executive order 133. On that same day, I'm going to send a communication to you. So that's not Grisby. He is authority as Minister of State, are rating the LRA to grant a company to export 7 containers of raw rubbers. And those 7 containers, they were exported. I'm going to send that communication to you. That was contrary to the president's executive order. So what difference is it going to make? Are we not still going to see ministers writing letters to the LRA to grant other companies the right to export raw rubbers? I'm going to send that communication to you.
Well, thank you so much, man. There, but a brilliant point. I think yes, indeed, you are quite correct. Some of these things pop up sometime 2024. But again, keep a call coming to 0770 203-125. That's the number to call. When you talk this thing, the person you were against. So I'm wondering as to what are doing the previous government, what are they were against. Then they will tell us as to what are because quote unquote yesterday they were hearing. Today we are against. That means they were against. Oh, the country interesting. But keep a call coming 0770 203-125. That's the number to call, please. Call in, make your own point on this entire issue of the executive order number 151 that was issued on today by the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Yman Boycott. Some people call it, in fact, distraction because the Ministry of Transport employees, they've been protesting back to back and nothing has been done. Only to come and hear about this. Hello, keep a calls coming. Well, yeah, keep a calls coming. Those of you who are calling, yeah, you cannot call in. Let me see, my brother, just send me something. But call in. Those of you who are, oh, this country interesting. Wonderful. Keep a calls coming 0770-203125. That's the number for you to call this evening. We'll take a few calls, then we'll cross over to our team of panelists. Yeah, you need to. Yeah, let me see quickly to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, labor, this is one we have most to do from Basho.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. So why they our president President Baka saw before he lifted the ban on the rubber business here when former president we have passed they see executive order that today again then he bringing it back. So just making mockery out of the Liberian people to admit because their government the way in which they are training really is just to support the common people. No rubber people coming protest again. Then you will come out again, then you will let it go. Because what you come do, what happened to the ID card business, the national ID card, and then the transport ministry, you will do the same thing again. So the government is not serious, my brother.
All right, the government is not serious, according to him. Hello, today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor, and good evening to your fellow panelists.
Yes, go ahead.
This is the voice of PSI in the general Tokyo district. Neighbor, this president was not prepared for the presidency. But we say, hey, follow that way. The president is very much more aware of the even of presidency. He was unprepared. The party can tell him he wanted to, but instead he did delay our time. What is that? You mention it, you take it from there. You go, you put it back. And that on seriousness just to be creating distraction on the salary. If I'm unprepared, he came to the presidency to collect retirement. He will do the rescue is for two rescue. They do the Liberian, but they full that experience for the 2 years. It's a quote experience is of life in the country.
All right, thank you. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mabel. I'm Avi Johnson calling from Tubu District 4. You see, to the president and minister, the minister is always in the habit of contradicting the president. Whenever the president comes up with something, he can collude with people to talk the other way around. You remember some part when the president came up with issue against certain people, the minister they come out along with the LRA and the central bank governor to say, oh no, you can go ahead or you can stop. When you remember with the Adika issue, the Adika, the citizen Adika, the minister of state along with the central bank governor, they came out and they put
yeah, Chris, how you doing, sir? Yeah, good.
So the country will not be
just saw the missed call.
The minister of state official. Because inside the president speak, then they will come out the other side to the contrary. So the president got to check the people he working with, the very on his bar or the fighting for the own interest.
You probably won't bring trouble again. You won't bring trouble when the president will young man. You got that trouble. Keep your calls coming 0770-203125. That's the number to call this evening to be part of the SKTV show. Make your own point on the executive order. Someone said executive order was if I was issued sometime in 2023, executive order 124 pertaining to the same issues. At the end of the day, the same government said no, you can do anything you want to do. The same government come and say no, we put they could be interesting. We're gonna do. But keep your calls coming. Take few more calls, people. Don't get angry though that your leader you have and the kind of people you always supporting. Some of you who think that come here and you feel that will hate your people. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm James Moore calling from Firestone.
Okay, James Moore from Firestone. Go ahead, Firestone people. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, when government had no plan, you will not get one word. or they do put together the board and say different things. You can't run government Canada. You running government get a achievement. You are government. You don't get one word. It means that God will continue to confuse them because they're not doing the right thing. If they were doing the right thing, the voice will be together. So they will always change and know what they do it because when anything you do, you don't put God first. You will never do it right.
Wow. All right. All right. So we'll take one or two more calls quickly. And Steve, please, most of all of our panelists, 1 minute at most, at least so that they can do their closing point. We don't want people going above our time because we want the people to hear them on the radio. So let me just take the last caller, then that cross over to the team of panelists. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
I mean, are you using time, man?
Yeah.
This brother G, last thing what they call it from being the Ebitogoro. Look, gentlemen, this country, if you have law for Liberia, let us talk positively for Mama Liberia. More analysis was that the government proposition was to bring hardship level, not to bring investors. Now you're telling me again to say that the president is undermining the American government through the FIS2. What kind of hold you want to do for the country, gentlemen? What kind of problem you want to pose for?
Hello, my young man. Hello, are we the one that are taking a role or the communication that been sent out? Because mind you, this communication has also been sent out even to the US. So we are just explaining to you as citizens what the government sent out. So how that become our fault?
Thank you very much, neighbor. I'm just telling your interpretation.
Oh.
You're giving to God the interpretation. You are giving negative interpretation to the nation.
Okay. Okay, the government will prosper, my young man. Thank you very much. The government will prosper. And I want you when you let go ahead, Steve. We gotta go.
Yeah, folks, let's hear from Mr. Masale first. Mr. Masale, give us your parting comment. We're not worried about all our other funny talking.
Yeah. Thanks to the caller.
Masale, go ahead.
Accept or executive order, just that the contract done image. What I'm looking at because of Joseph Baka country. You saw previous.
What's going on?
Yes, I think you were just to the best way he had to flow with that alone could help to create. But you ahead and coming back, Mr. Dodd.
Yeah, I'm him.
And today you coming back with the C executive order. So that's just the problem I have with it. But this thing they are good. People shouldn't just be taking our resources. You take iron ore, you carry out of the country. Where you taking the iron ore from? You employing about 100 people. Where you carrying it to process it? You are employing about 10,000 people. So I think it is better. The place you taking it from, you should be able to employ 10,000 people than where you carry it to process it. So this executive order, they are very good if we have serious minded government. It is in the interest of the country and the citizen as well. That alone will create jobs. But just that it is what it is. So till we can see again. Thanks for the show. God bless. God bless Liberia. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Let's go quickly to Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar, quickly. Okay, let's go to Monk.
Well, I don't have that much to say. I just believe in leadership. You know, when leaders make decisions, you don't have to be right all the time. You just got to stand for what you believe in, that what leadership is all about. There are times that leaders can be wrong, but in the case, this president keeps sending mixed signal, and he trying to make it seem like he want to create job. But when we look at the details of his own executive order, there are so many holes that in this thing. You know, be like Abraham Traore. If you believe that America or an American-owned establishment is not adding value to the economy in terms of job and industrialization, I'm all for fair trade. That's why I support Trump. I don't want free trade. I want fair trade, that both countries should mutually benefit. That's why it is. You give me what I want, you get what you want. But when you want to lean towards Chinese interest, then just be emphatic about it and be decisive. That's it. Be like Traore, be the other president. They got a lot of investors around the world. But don't create this illusion that, oh, we want to add value to our resources. We want to bring more job and industrialization. We want to open factories. But at the end of the day, the same people that say, oh, being a factory, you are making it almost impossible for them to do business. I understand shipping the raw material don't add value. But like I said, leadership is about making tough decisions. Don't play games. The American, they got people that pay hundreds of thousands of dollars here. They are strategic. They got think tank. They know you cannot play games with them. So just be free and fair in the process. Matter of fact, I think with the new administration, you even got the leverage or even some better deal or to negotiate. They're not going to force you. The last time I checked, it was Joseph Boga who said Donald Trump didn't put gun to his head, right? If I'm not mistaken. So why would you want to keep playing this game? If you believe that there are corporations or companies or investors out there, whether they're from Singapore or Japan, and you think Firestone Bank Liberia from 1926, if they're not doing things that you expect, then you can up the ante and say, let open the field or let bring investors to come and compete. But the whole thing about playing games and creating, and you want things like you smart. No, you are not smarter than that. Now I can tell the president, because looking at your executive order, everything that I see here is making it almost impossible for Firestone or other people to do business when it comes to rubber processing. That's all I see. It's not about job. Because if it's about job, you will do what it needs to bring about job in Liberia. I stop there, guys.
Thank you. Quickly, let's go to Mr. Dole. Mr. Dole. Okay, Mr. Dole seems like he's on another conversation, so we can't have him on for the rest of the. Let me just close up quickly. Melbourne tomorrow. Thank you so much, Melbourne. To the callers who called and made sense, thank you. Like I said in my partner comment, I'm not going to thank all the callers going forward. Some callers call here, don't make any sense. We ain't got no time to accommodate fools. We don't do that on the show anymore. The days and the years of accommodating people who come in to talk foolishness is over. We're not going to do that. So those of you who call to talk foolishness and distract, no thank you for you. Carry your foolishness to class real low. Carry to spoon talk. Carry to station in that person worships the government. On here, we say the truth. The government do well, we say do well. You do wrong, we'll call you out. That's it. We don't fool around here. We're not here for all our extra. That being said, I want to say thank you. Tomorrow, don't forget about the conversation. We'll talk about the Wodogisi Mountain. Because I distraction, we'll play the video for the Wodogisi Mountain that we predicted a long time ago what will happen. Look, we're not here to dress back from what we say. We're not dress back. We say what we say, and we stand by what we say. Unequivocally, let me speak in BB book these days. Unequivocally, we stand by what we say. That being said, Melbourne, let's have a good weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao. Have a good night, folks. Thank you so much. Catch you later.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. To the people there from Firestone, I say good night to all of you. Thank you so much for your job. Well done. All of the robot team we're talking about you, because some of you have been around for nearly 40 years, 25 years, 30 years, and so forth. But again, as you may call it, this country of ours, people believe that these politicians, they should get rich at their detriment, and that's a society. So for some of us, we are not, we're not moved by all of these things that some of you will call, even several threatening messages and so forth. That's your business. But as far as we are concerned, we want for Liberia to get better. And there's so many ways that this president of ours, how can this president can't go to the West and say, okay, from today onward, nobody will make not less or more than 5,000 USD per month? How come? How can the same president of ours can go to his closet and say that nobody will receive no more than 50 gallons of gasoline or fuel oil per month? How come? But you think that all is well with you. So when you come in, you get angry, you feel that we hate. No, we hate the attitude of the government officials. That's it. Thank you so much, and good night. We see you again tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God. I'm Johnson Mayborn Kula.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to serve. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The process of giving us here the purpose of them. The welcome of life without again.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Clear Paris, who make on you, I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get as say my yamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money. Yaina Kodubwa ya tumani, Yaina Guinea ya tumani, Yaina Sadia ya tumani, Yaina Conakry ya tumani, Yaina Kodubwa ya tumani, Another Pagayana ya tumani, STV, Another Pagayana, Toshi Wakama ya tumani,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the local and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life with us, yeah. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat to San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.